Alright, so on episode 2 of Motifaded, we have Hafiz here. Tell me about yourself.
So, I'm 25 years old. I graduated from Brunel University. I did product design engineering there.
Right.
I just didn't want to do the standard finance kind of like course at uni.
What the course I'm doing, yeah?
Exactly. As in both my brothers did finance.
Yeah, fair enough. To be honest, I want to get into something different as well.
I was like, I just want to be more creative. Like,
Yeah.
I've always been like good with my hands and stuff. Like at uni, at like sixth form, all that, I still did design and stuff. And
Yeah.
GCSE, I even did like resistant materials, all that. So I was like, I was always like creative.
You know what? I love that as well, but what about the theory side? That gets a bit boring, doesn't it? The materials.
Theory,
and
as
all
in
that.
obviously like design styles, all that stuff. I'm not gonna get into it, but it does get a bit jarring. But
Yeah. Well,
all
we'll go towards DUOFit.
but the actual creativity side
Yeah.
behind it, that's what I enjoy the most. Do you know what I mean? Like I could think of something, create something, and then it would work. Like I could make it work. That's what I liked about it. That's why I went into product design engineering.
So let's go straight into your app. So your app is DUOFit. Now, can you tell us how you came to the idea and why you started this?
All right, so DUOFit, it's an app that allows personal trainers to find and manage clients.
Right.
So at first, it was a way of people to just integrate within the gym. So it would just be like a community-based app. The way it came about was I was on placement year in Essex. I lived there for a year, and this is when I started my like fitness journey kind of thing.
Right.
And I was seeing like how expensive personal trainers were. Like I had no knowledge of what I was doing, and I was just thinking, yo, there's this big guy in my gym. What if I got like some advice from him?
I don't go to your gym though.
No, as in, you're not big enough. But you know what I mean? There was this big guy in my gym, and I was always thinking like, oh, how do you get that big? Like I didn't have the confidence to go up to him and talk to him. But if there was an app and I was like, oh, he's on there, I might be just have enough courage to just be like, yo,
let me train with you.
Do you mind if I train with you?
Yeah.
Da, da, da. That's how I thought of the app. So at first it was that community based app. But slowly it's been transitioning more into like the personal training side of it.
But you also spoke about not only for personal trainers but just people in general that go to a certain gym and to get them together.
Yeah,
Can you
so
tell us more about that?
As in that's what I mean. Like if two people could just integrate and like it just becomes a more.
They don't
fun.
even have to be a personal trainer.
They don't have to be.
Just
No, as in, they don't
session.
like. They're not just teaching each other.
Yeah.
Because obviously you need like insurance and stuff for that. But it's more like having.
Just a more casual thing.
It's more like you have more confidence being in that
Networking a
gym,
bit as well.
working like working out together.
Yeah.
You have that more confidence. So if you're like a bit, let's say on a bigger side, you can find someone similar and you can just motivate each other. That's how the app came about.
Now, definitely, I remember you spoke about this. I was always interested, and I'm still waiting to come across that.
Yeah.
So train with a few people, learn a few things.
Yeah.
On the note of how did you go about actually designing this app in terms of finances, and what was the plan behind that?
So designing the actual app. So obviously I use my degree. Like for one of my courseworks for the graphics side, I actually designed the app. That was the first test of designing the app.
Okay. So that kind of gave you the ambition after.
Yeah. So then once uni finished and I was actually looking into it, like I made a business plan and everything.
Yeah.
It actually like the numbers.
What age were you fully thinking? You know what, I want to get a serious business plan.
So I graduated uni at 22, I think, because I took 2 years extra than normal because I did my placement year.
Yeah.
And I had another year off. So I think I was about 22 at the time.
20. Okay.
So then when I graduated, I was like, I called one of my boys up.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I actually want to push this through.
Yeah.
And
wait, was this at 22? Was this the same app we're talking about right now?
Yeah, so it's been.
Oh wow!
It's been.
How long? It's been a long time.
It's
Isn't
been
it? So
a
you've been
long
working
time.
on this for a while.
I've been working on it. Like
I just realised.
That's when I first know. There's been steps that have come to this point.
Yeah.
So at 22, I was like, yes, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
By maybe like 6 months, I had the second draft of the app designed. Right. Started doing research, market research, all of that, and got the business plan all sorted. Let's say that's taken about 9 months now in total. Then I actually need like at this point I've run out of all my finances. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm broke.
So you know what? Because you said you did this at 22. How old are you now? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 25.
25. So within that 3-year period, did you not ever think I need to get this as soon as before someone gets it out there?
So the thing is, during this time, there has been one other app that was quite similar to it.
Right.
But it was good that they came out, because there's a theory called the first market movers theory.
Yeah, if they make the mistakes.
If they make the mistakes, I can capitalize on it. So I didn't mind them coming in.
Yeah.
Like,
just do a better job than them.
Yeah, as in I can see their flaws and I could go ahead with it anyway. Even though I had the idea prior to them, I didn't mind them coming out because I actually understood it more, like a market. But obviously you don't know what's going to happen. Like this COVID thing happened, you didn't know that it was going to shut down gyms.
If I can roll you back to one of the questions I was going on to is, so what about how much investment have you actually financially put into there?
All right,
obviously your time, you just
so
spoke
with
3 years
time. So when I said I was I ran out of finances, that's when I was like, you know what, I actually need to get an actual job, because I never thought of me doing like a retail job, stuff like that. I would never I wasn't like
that wasn't in your career plan sort of thing.
No career plan was like that. So I was.
You didn't even want to do that on the side thing either.
I just hated the idea of retail.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hate the idea of retail. Like you're paying.
I mean, I hear that all the time.
As in, you're getting paid to do. Like you're getting paid to do someone else's dream. Do you know what I mean? That's like that was one motivation thing that actually stuck with me in my head. It's like, if you don't follow your dream, you're gonna be part of someone else's dream, and you don't want that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I was like, no, never. But then here I am. I'm back. I started going to retail.
Yeah.
But that's only to get the finances.
Okay, I hear that. Yeah.
So it took me about 6 months to save up enough for me to actually invest into actually buying that. I mean, developing the app. So
if you don't mind me asking, so how much finance have you put in to get this app going?
So to get the first version of the app.
Yeah.
I probably
this
put
just
in
gives
about
an idea of how ready you were.
Yeah, for other like for people that are thinking into app design.
Yeah.
My first investment into it was about £3,000 to £4,000. But that's
4,000. Did you ever doubt yourself, bro, here and there? Like, oh wow, I just wasted 3-4K. I don't know where it's going.
I was like, at the point, like, you have to always invest in what you want to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you don't invest in what you're doing,
one thing could blow up sometime. You don't know.
You don't know. As in, like, if that's what you want to do, why not put money into it? Like, otherwise, you're just gonna be going out with your boys, spending on food. Like that money could just easily be going to something better.
With high potential, innit?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the risk you got to take, innit?
Yeah.
So, I probably put about 3-4 grand in that, and then on top of that, there were just other, like, there's other fees in it. Just like when you start a business, you got the standard, like.
Yeah, so if you can tailor more of your answers to, say someone watching here is thinking they want to design their own app.
Yeah.
So the stages you go through. So you just started off saying you created a draft. That was stage 1.
Yeah.
So how would you then follow on to where you are now?
So obviously you have to, I would say first thing, show your like close friends, just close friends.
Yeah.
Show them, get some feedback.
Yeah.
And then redo it, show them again, see if they're happy with it. Then after that, go to your actual people that you're targeting it towards. So like I went to my gym. I went to several gyms around my area.
Okay.
And I showed them the app. Yeah. I was like, what do you think? What would you want in that app?
Don't you have a feeling where someone might just take the idea? Because now you're talking to big companies, aren't you?
I'm not going to the company. I'm going to the actual personal trainers. So
okay, just PTs, not the managers.
Not the managers. Okay. So I'm just going to the PTs. But even so, then they can still try and take it. But that's with market research.
You took a bit of risk there.
You have to take that. You can do you can do the NDAs and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, no one's ever going to.
On that note as well, you did say while I was trimming you were speaking about one mistake you made regarding this topic.
Ah, right.
So this is some advice you could give to the people listening.
Early stages, obviously, I would say one of my biggest mistakes was telling too many people too early, like that are not involved.
Yeah.
Like, as in, you can tell your close boys.
Yeah.
But if they're not that close.
Yeah.
I would not tell them.
There's no benefit in telling that,
bro. Like,
until it actually is blown up.
As in, like.
But anyway, why I'm attacking on that is because you know what happened after that, right?
As in, yeah. So one of my friends, they tried to copy the idea.
Yeah.
Fully, like I saw a post on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then like showing interest, like, and claiming that was their idea.
Okay.
And I was like, nah, this was when I was like, nah, this is mad.
This is especially when you find a gap in the market and you want to make sure you want to keep it.
Exactly. And you know what? Even if it doesn't blow off, it's just the idea behind the fact that you can say that's yours. And when I specifically told you all the details, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have showed all the details.
Right. But yeah, man, I hope that things go up there, do you know any time what roughly when you're planning to actually get it up there on the App Store and iTunes?
So
iTunes,
this is one of the
Play
things.
Store. Yeah,
I'm
still not sure.
Every time I give a deadline,
Yeah.
something always comes up.
Yeah.
I've noticed that like you can never give a deadline on these kind of things if it's like your first project kind of thing.
Yeah.
When it's your first project, bro, like every time you do something, another thing will come up. So I would say, ideally, I want it out this let's say this winter.
Yeah.
But I can't guarantee that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to put an official date on it, but
you know what? I kind of have a feeling with that as well. Like, I'm not gonna say what it is, but you say dates, but you realize there's a bigger picture. There's a lot of hurdles you go past.
Exactly.
You realize, oh wait, because of this, now you have to delay the date. So it's better to never give a fixed date because you know you're gonna constantly changing it.
Imagine like we had this conversation about 2 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
I was like that summer
because I was like
excited.
This
but you know what?
Yeah.
Back then, I look at the app right now. If I look at the app right now, I'm not happy with it at all. Like
right now, yeah.
As in the old app. Like,
okay.
when you go through drafts.
Oh, you showed me just recently now as well the difference.
It's completely different. You can see the difference.
Yeah.
Like one is.
Oh yeah. On that note, also tell us about how it's tailored specifically for personal trainers, because one app is for personal trainers. One app is
so
for the majority, isn't it?
before my first draft, it was all in one app.
Yeah.
But I realized how complicated that is. So what I've done is more of like, let's say an Uber. No, as in Uber
that's
an Uber driver approach. So
Yeah.
you know how one is like you're the driver.
Yep.
You get all your money through
And
it, and one is the person that's actually taking. So I've done more of that kind of approach. So the PT, they can see their finances, they can see their clients and like manage them in one app, and then the general user, they have like their blog and stuff,
But
and like
on that
they can
note,
find their PTs on another one.
On that note, when you're doing that, so why has someone else not done this, or where would you be making your earnings through that? Is it from putting up adverts or?
No, I wouldn't go directly to ads because I feel like if you look into the research of ads, you need a high amount of traffic to actually make good money.
Right.
So how mine would either be through like personal trainer fees. So they either get paid they pay a subscription to use the app, or as in whenever they create a session with a client, maybe I'll take a small cut of that. But that's the main one. There are other few revenue streams, but I don't want to even go. I don't want to go into that right now.
When that gets released, innit?
Yeah, then they'll be in through updates. They'll be in through updates.
Yeah.
But inshallah, like everything does go well.
We'll cut off here. But what's the last thing you want to tell them?
Anything.
Well, if you could say one thing in terms of your whole experience from when you first started, and let's just say now you're talking.
You know
to
what?
yourself
I got another mistake that I did.
Oh, okay,
I can tell you that if you want.
Yeah, tell us the mistake, and the last thing I want to hear as well is just say at this age now, if you could go back 3 years, what would you have done differently? That kind of falls onto the same thing, anyway.
So, what I would say is, don't stop trying to progress, because there will be days where you lose your momentum, and you're done. Like you'd be jumping off for like at least a month, 3 months longer.
Yeah.
If you stop that. Yeah, like it's so hard to jump back on that wagon. You need that motivation kick. Do you know what I mean?
But on that note as well, that's where when you're doing a partnership, it's quite helpful, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're doing it by yourself or?
As in, it's mainly me, but then I have got my
sort of thing.
As in, I have my boy as well, and he does more of the business side.
Okay.
I've known him since I was since induction day for secondary school.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then my close boys, anytime I need help, they're always there. Like, do you know what I mean? Like there's 5 of us, so. They know who they are. So.
Okay, that's cool, man. That's cool. You're gonna put the names out there, you can. I don't mind.
No, it's alright. Otherwise, it sounds like a gang joke.
Yeah, we won't do that. So you were following on to the second mistake you were talking about.
So what I did, have you heard of Fiverr?
Fiverr.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can hire people.
You hire people like freelancers. So I used that for my first investment. So you know when I said I was doing that 3-4 grand like investment.
Yeah.
I done that through Fiverr.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you know
how can you trust someone with
that's what I mean.
investment?
That's what I mean. So I saw that they were a company.
Yeah.
So I called them up, especially. They were all the way in India.
Yeah.
So I was talking to them, like back and forth.
Yeah.
But their response times were so bad. And like, you have to tell them so like specifically what you want done, or that you won't get it done. So my time of actually developing it was probably 10 times as long as what it could have been. So what I would say for like anyone that's watching is to probably more likely locally source your like help. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because then you can at least have
it's not so easy to find it. That's the problem, isn't it? That's why you want it.
You want to be able to talk to them regularly. You want to be able to see it. Like you can express it to them properly. Whereas going through emails, going through WhatsApps.
I mean, on that note as well, me as a barber, when it comes to supplying my stuff, let's just say blades, sprays, all of that, I've got one person who I can buy in bulk and get a big discount and everything. Because that close connection isn't there, I prefer to do it with one of my clients, and he's a supplier himself as well.
Exactly.
And it's just so much ease. Like you can rely on them so much easier.
Exactly. You can have that trust factor.
100%. I think that has a big value rather than
exactly. So that's one of my mistakes I made. So I wish I did something more local. And you know what? Now I've actually found someone.
Yeah.
So
mashallah.
I would be much more happier going spend money on this.
Yeah.
Like I know I've already made that investment, but that's like you have to throw that in the past. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then start fresh. So, but yeah, don't lose momentum and invest into what you want. That's 100%. Probably my main like thing. But that just invest like you probably like I know like some of my friends. Yeah. They'll go to the pub, spend like £70 one day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, forget that. Like, bro, that could just go into like a little savings pot. Invest.
That's it, man. That's it. Oh yeah, one more thing as well. I remember you did say you was really passionate in this project, even so that you went that extra mile. Can you tell us about that extra mile?
All right, as in, so basically, I wanted to get an insight of the industry fully.
Yeah.
So what I did was I spent a bit more money, like investing in myself, and I did a personal training course.
Yeah.
So they're not obviously cheap, do you know what I mean? But like I've done that, but
then you see that you really and truly invested now.
So now like I'm actually going into this career path.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I was like, if I do this, investors will see what I'm doing. Like they can, like
you got your own brand there as well.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like if an investor comes up to you and he sees that you put in money into your own stuff.
Yeah.
He sees that you're about it. You're like you want it.
Yeah.
He can see that hunger. So I was like, yeah, I'll become a personal trainer. So I did that. Yeah. Got an insight in the industry. Like I can see what other PTs are using. I can see what I would use as a PT to find clients. So mainly they just use Instagram, or like they'll just talk around the gym. So that's why when I was thinking having a specific platform just for fitness for PTs. Yeah. That's how the idea was like, you know what, I want to do this. Like that solidified it.
Yeah, on a light note as well, for those who are listening even now, because I think this might go on after the actual transformation video. So if you guys are there, respect out to you guys. And I just want to say, so those who are listening about PT, just a vague idea of how did you then go into personal training? Because some people want to shift their career-wise and go into the PT, or maybe even as a side hustle. So if you can tell us about how you got into that.
So how I did it, I just looked up online like what PT courses are available.
Yeah. And
I went with a company called The Training Room. And I did like a fast track course.
Yeah.
So it was 5 weeks. You go in 3 days. You have your exams, you do your physical PT sessions just to show that you know your knowledge. And then you have 2 exams.
Right.
2 exams for each level. So I did level 2 and level 3.
Yeah.
And so 5 weeks later, got my results next week. I was like, yeah.
So 5 weeks, okay. 5 weeks you say. So
and you got coursework as well.
1 week, how many hours did you put in?
So 1 week, so 3 days full.
What was your schedule like?
It's like full time 3 days. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
9 to 5.
9 to 5.
Okay, yeah.
So you're usually in the gym.
That is a lot of time investment in there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot of time in there. Yeah. And then once I got this, I worked for the gym group for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a nice little insight.
And that also works similar to barbering, isn't it? Where you sort of rent out your sort of space, isn't it?
So for PTs,
not space, but to work there, you kind of give them a rent, don't you?
So I can give the gym groups model. There's a few different models.
Oh, okay.
So the gym group model that I know of is you become an employee of the gym.
Okay.
So, but it's gonna be a bit complicated. But basically, you do your, let's say, 12 hours.
Yeah.
You get paid, let's say £300, for example.
Yeah.
But then in order for you to do PTing and use the gym as a facility to train other people, you have to give that £300 as rent.
Yeah.
So on the records, you look like an employee, but you're really freelance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're not making that £300. You're using it as rent.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one of the models. Other models are like David Lloyd's, I think. You actually become an employee. They actually pay you an actual salary.
Right.
So there's loads of different models. But
that's the boring one, don't it?
No, but if you get the salary, I think they take a percentage of your PTing.
Yeah.
So they could take, I heard up to like 50%. I don't know. I'm not.
But that's what I'm
sure.
saying. It's kind of
quite
boring
low,
though.
yeah.
Salary wise, it's not that entrepreneurial sort of mindset.
Yeah, exactly. You won't be.
You're just getting paid, but you don't.
Exactly. You can't
influence your income.
You can't. Yeah. You can't become like. You can't get the higher tier amount.
But when you can influence your income, then your motivation is really there.
Exactly. So.
What was the third model? Was there another one?
Third model, I'm pretty sure is fitness first. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But they have you as a salary, but then every month they take it away slowly, so you become more independent.
Okay. Oh yeah. That's like me when I shifted into the barbershop first time. It was more of a. There's different options. There's a 50-50. There's a rent, whatnot. Obviously, so when I was doing it, he first said, you know what, whatever's best for you. If 50-50 is good for you, we'll do that. So I did that. I did the 50-50. Obviously, once I started getting more income than what the rent would have been for a day.
Yeah.
Then I switched to just the rent.
Yeah.
That way, obviously, I can.
Because you know you had your clients, exactly.
So that's the sort of way they're doing, is it? At the gym place.
As in,
once you start making a bit.
Once
more,
you're making, as in for fitness first, that would make sense, yeah. Because
Yeah.
obviously you're making that money, like you can slowly get off that salary and
so
just
you
get
transition to the other.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
So so what I did, I became that PT, and just to show that I wanted to do this like for real. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you like how I was saying before, if an investor comes up to you and he sees that you haven't invested anything into you just want to use his money.
Yeah.
Like as an investor, you're gonna be like,
with no background experience.
yeah, like why are you coming to me? You're gonna just risk all my money to do whatever you want to do, and it might flop.
Yeah.
So as long as
it strengthens that availability to get the investment.
Exactly.
By showing that you
have as long as
background.
it shows that you have that hunger, then it's calm.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason I went through doing that, and that's literally how my last 3 years has gone. Like,
so that's a big information to the viewers. So if you're trying to get an investment in, have some knowledge behind that industry or so.
100%. First-hand knowledge is better than second-hand knowledge.
Okay,
that's what I'd say, because you can find something online, but it will never be as valuable as something that you do yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my 3 years. Like, did the retail, did the PT, did the development.
You're out here. So you got the app. Is it at the final stages now? But you're not uploading it yet.
It's not. It's how I can say it's been to the final stages, but I wasn't happy with it.
You want to make it perfect.
I want to not perfect, but I want to be like I said, with that team that I was working with in India. Yeah. I wasn't happy with that one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Communication.
So that's why I want to start not fresh, but I want to start like a better model. That's why it's become 2 separate apps rather than one app.
You want to feel that trust within the person you're working with. So right now, I
have 100% like trust in who I'm
with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's better because then you feel confident in what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Because you got support from someone else.
Exactly.
Who also believes in that dream.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. We'll leave it there then.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No worries.